With AP?
What's good with you?
Oh man, chilling, chilling. Hold on, let me get off of this shit so you can see my face. I had to pull over real quick. So basically what I'm doing is that's me down in the bottom box. I've started my media company, so I'm doing my podcast. But my media company is basically based on me when I interview people like yourself and other entertainers, just people in the industry, period. I may even interview like a hairstylist because those are the people that behind the scenes that make things work, right? That
Uh,
make the whole machine work. But my platform is basically I only interview people in a positive light. I don't care about you know what I mean, all the other stuff. Because black people, we got enough of the stereotypes and negative images and put out about us. So that's it. I just basically, you know what I'm saying, interview my people in a positive light. We talk about your accolades, all the things you've done, what you'll be doing in the future, and where you basically see like the industry in the future and things like that.
that's a tough call for me, man, because I really don't care much about this industry, and I don't.
I told you all.
I don't really do no interviews because I don't. Like as much as I love my people, right? As much as I love my people, I really believe as much as it's like just what I heard Joe say just now about what I would hear like a lot of rap niggas say, like, oh, they didn't believe in rap at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard niggas that I know rap say, you need to invest in rap, cause if we wasn't rapping, we might be busting you in your fucking head, right?
Right.
And I go, as much as I appreciate what you're doing, like I appreciate what you're doing, and I watch, and I salute you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Having been spent my whole life, young life in this shit, black people care too much about this industry, and this industry don't give a fuck about black people, and we don't know that. We don't even understand that the only reason, like we think, because we get a little fame and a few dollars, that it means something. But when we look at the cost, right? When we look at the overall cost of what the messages do to the young people, what those images, those negative images do to the young people,
Mm-hmm.
it destroys the whole community. So they don't have no problem giving a few people a bunch of money to destroy the whole. And that's the whole point of it. But we don't see it. We think it's something to aspire to. We
Right.
think it's something that eventually, you're gonna get your bread. I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. And that may be true. Like you might be one of the people that they go, you know what? I like this dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even that come at a cost for them. Them liking you come at a cost. Like meaning, Joe's your family. That's your family. Did you ever ask him, why you give Russell and them that money back?
He told me. He told me he one of the people that put me up on all this shit. That's why honestly I went into media. I'm one of the only African black American men that are black American straight men that do this shit, right? And that's why I went into media. I left music and all that alone. People try to get me to act and do comedy and all that shit. I'm like, if it comes, it comes, whatever. That's not it. I'd rather highlight our people. Like what you're saying right now is gold. Like people don't get this side from a person such as yourself, right? We only see the media trained part or what our publicist has told us to say. So, that's the purpose of my platform, to where people can actually be comfortable like you are right now and be themselves and let us know these things. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't the
Wait,
same.
am I on your podcast right now?
No, we
No,
live.
no,
This
no,
TikTok.
no,
This
no.
TikTok, no.
Oh no, I don't want to be now. I thought I was just talking to you.
No, there's a lot of people right there.
I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just talking to you. No,
Oh, my
don't do
bad.
that.
Hey, well, look. Hey, Dro, I'm gonna come out, let him know I'm gonna come out there and
Yeah,
fuck
I
with
told
y'all.
you don't like doing this type of shit.
No, it's
I
all
told you
good.
that.
Look. I'm tell him I'm gonna come out there and fuck with him. I'm gonna come
He
fuck
hear
with
you?
y'all.
He said,
Yeah,
okay. I told
yeah. I'm
you.
gonna come fuck with y'all just on some regular shit how we do.
I
and
told
chop
you,
it
little
up.
cuz, I be telling you, most of the man,
Nah,
most
he
of my
act like
people,
y'all.
we
That's why
don't.
y'all niggas together. Y'all act alike.
Yeah, our whole crew, bro. You'd be surprised. It's a lot of us, bro. That
I already
niggas,
know.
you just don't be seeing niggas on TV and shit no more, man. Niggas done woke up and found themselves, bro.
No, I know. That's why. But I'm saying y'all niggas act. It sound like I was talking to your ass, nigga.
Yeah, man. Fuck that. I keep telling you. That's why
Yeah.
I kept telling you, oh, that shit ain't what it's cracked up to be, man. That shit is sick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, little cuzzo, you can get money, but you gonna sell your soul.
Nah,
And
I'm
that's
good.
real talk.
I'm good where I'm at. I just do my interviews when I do them and shit. Do my thing and keep it pimping.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like here, nigga, right? If you come right here with us, nigga, he gonna give it to you everything. This nigga don't like doing nothing. You know how hard I had to make this nigga? I'm like, bro, you gotta come get the video. That nigga didn't even want to do the video. We had to
Yeah,
damn near
yeah.
fall out for a day or two. And he was like, you know what, nigga, you my brother. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no,
I
I
was like,
totally
man.
understand. I totally understand. That's how my close friend like that. That fool won fucking Academy Awards for doing he does like all the Marvel shit. He the same way. He be like, nah, oh, I be having to like get him, like encourage him to do certain shit. He be like, nah, he just don't, fuck with it. You know what
Nah,
I'm
bro,
saying?
when
So
you don't been through this shit like we have, bro. Like it's doors in this shit. Oh, I keep telling you, when you go through them doors, nigga, and you start seeing them horns, you like, nah, I'm cool, homie. Y'all can have this little shit back. Y'all can be here, nigga. Take that. I'm cool, cause I ain't gonna do no. I'm too project. I'm gonna end up hurting one of you niggas. Cause one of you niggas is gonna try to
nigga, I
slap me
know,
on the
nigga.
ass or something and think it's a joke.
This nigga, I tell that story all the time. That nigga that nigga told my boss at Interscope. That nigga said, man, you fuck me out. He said, man, you play with my money, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, that's when you know. See, the good thing about I'm gonna tell you, we always talk about this shit, man. The good thing about any black person is when they know they self. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know yourself, you should know how far you're gonna go. Only a lost nigga don't know how far he gonna go, and then when he get there, he'll look back like Kanye and say, "How the fuck did I get here?" Because you didn't know who you was.
Always lost.
You was always lost. And that's why I tell niggas, you gotta be grounded in something. You gotta have some type of morals, some type of dignity. That's why when I hear niggas on here cussing sisters out, you punk bitch. That's why I hit you that day, little cuz, don't fall to these people level. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be a different nigga. All right, baby, you got that. Cause she can't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta look at shit different, man. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta look at life different, bro. We look at life, they look at us as their movie. That's how they see us. They see us as nothing but a movie. Everything we do is a movie. That's why they created TikTok and Instagram. Cause they know niggas gonna get on there and perform for free.
Man, they have all that shit.
They can have all that shit, bro.
you know,
But
you know, that's why like when I stopped doing music and doing all this shit, I just got behind the scenes where I make my money be out the way. I don't give a fuck about fame and popularity. I'm be honest, I want my money so I can do what I do for my community and my people and the things that I've always aspired to do, right? So, that's just how I move, man. I do me. Everything in my life happens authentically and organically. If it ain't that way, it ain't meant to be, because I'm not forcing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not forcing a relationship. I don't fuck with bitches who force their hair into a little ass ponytail. I don't force shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like long as I live that way, can't
Trying to be
nobody
a
make
part of
me
that. God damn.
can't nobody make me
You
do
on
something
there?
I
You
don't want
just
to do. And
saw
like you
me.
say, that's like
they
that's
down
like
there
selling your
said you
soul though,
still look the
basically.
same. This nigga talking about, wait, Dro, is women over there? They saw me?
Know what though, y'all? Let me tell you, when I was
Yes,
having
we
like,
saw you and you still look good.
yeah, that, yeah, but
They
when,
can't, they can't see you. I turned the camera on.
No, I appreciate that, sis. You know, and I didn't know. I thought I was just talking to Omar. I didn't even. I'm sorry about that. I don't even like to talk, about that kind of stuff, publicly to people, because that's just my experience, and and my experience is not going to be everybody's experience. So I don't want to tell everybody what they could possibly have. You know, I'm a certain kind of person. You know, I don't know how to say this, but I never really mess with white people like that. You know, so that ain't really my thing. Even though I don't look like that, right? I don't look like somebody that don't mess with none of that. So it's the whole journey has been conflicted for me. Even having to take them meetings with them people is like, man, I ain't supposed to be here. I ain't built for this. So, you know, please don't take it the wrong way. I'm a nice guy.
No, nigga, we get it. We black as fuck over here. We know what the fuck is up. What you know, like in streets they call it vibe, in church what they call it, in where spirituality what they call it. We get it. It's just, you know what I mean? You saying it without saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers understand. It's just like you can't compromise your soul. Shit, who you are for that for no bullshit. It is
That's
not
why our
it's,
crew ain't that thick, man. It's me.
yeah, it's not a dollar amount. It's not a dollar amount that can make you, you know what I'm saying, sell out for who you are, being real, the real you. And that's what people want you to do. People want they want
But you
that shit
know what,
on this
Omar?
motherfucker.
But you know what, Omar? That's crazy you said that because a wise man who be getting on my nerves and talking about it crap to me that's on your panel also said, like, you need to stay out the mess. And just, so I was like, I'll keep my little 30 people in my room and just be me and have
Yeah,
my
you do
peace.
you.
And
When
it's
you
worth
do
it,
you,
you know?
when you do you, your tribe will find you. When you authentically yourself, everything will find you. Like me,
But
when I
see,
walk in,
that's the problem right there, little cuzzo. You know where I'm finna go. See, our problem is this: we too sectionalized. You know what that means? I didn't say sex, sectional. Like we too separated.
It's tribal.
It's tribal. Like instead of us all being one, we too sectionalized. That's our problem. We need to come together. And the thing that me and AP and them doing, and we ain't really even talked about it. This tour we going on, you know, it's called Uncultured. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call on the tour, Omar. It's called Uncultured. And on the tour, I ain't gonna have no opening acts. It's just gonna be me, AP, and Daoud, and we gonna talk and we're gonna perform some songs, perform some songs. But bro, we sick. As a whole, we fucked up. And y'all can sit on here, you know, and have fun and shit, but bro, we don't even have a fucking culture. That's how sick we are, but we think we have a culture.
Well, part of
Dro, you sound just like my son right now.
No, we don't. If you think about it, Dab, a culture consists of 5 things that a whole group of
Don't have
people
it no
do.
more because we didn't allow it to be sold off. We had it, but we don't have it no more
we
because we
never
allowed
had it.
other motherfuckers to say, yeah, I disagree with that part.
Dab, let me tell you why we never had it. Listen to me, sis. And this is out of love. A culture consists of tradition. Now, this is not as like your family can have tradition or a culture. I'm saying as a race of people, we've never had a culture. The closest thing we had to culture, y'all can get mad, only the people that ain't going to understand. The closest thing we had to culture was slavery. You know why? Because we collectively chopped cotton. We collectively accepted that money. We collectively was rebelling against it. That's the closest thing we ever done as a race of people. We've never done nothing else together as a race of people. Nothing.
we gangbang.
No, because
That
everybody
ain't the
don't
only thing that
gangbang,
creates
Omar.
culture, though.
Everybody
But
don't
that's not
gangbang, though.
everything. But that's not the only thing that creates culture.
Well, I
Okay,
disagree.
so do
We
me a
are the
favor,
culture.
Dab. Do me a
We are the
favor,
culture.
Al. Wait,
Everything we
before
do,
you
look, let
say
me say
that,
this. Hold on,
Dab,
Joe. Hold on. Listen. Let me say something though. We are the culture, nigga. Everything we do, everything that we think we are that. It's just like you said, it's more like tribalism. And you gotta understand the problem is motherfuckers
Miss
had that
Fab,
main
I'm gonna follow
wait,
you because
listen.
I see you woke.
Motherfuckers they got that main character syndrome. They got main character syndrome, right? Oh, let me make sure I got this paper. They got main character syndrome. Motherfuckers don't know how to, like me, I know how to sit back and wait my time where I'm gonna help the next person come up. Even if I'm not gaining anything, because your success is valuable because you are a part of me. And that's the thing about it. And so it's a journey about evolution, and that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk like this on TikTok. Niggas ain't never heard me really get deep on TikTok. They think they have. It's way deeper than that, because the way I work and my people, how we work together, that's just how we get down. You know what I'm
Omar,
saying?
you
So
very intelligent.
So
You
Omar, so Omar and Dro, everything American culture. When they be like American culture, there is no fucking American culture without black people. There's no culture in America. Nothing that's done in America was not influenced by us. The food, the music, the dance, the clothes, every fucking thing that is what you consider to be American culture is influenced by black people in America. So we have culture. We just didn't allow it to be sold off and separated from us. And
okay?
everybody else benefits it but us.
Okay, Miss Dab, let me ask you an honest question, right? I hear you, and you know you have your right to think that, but I'm going to show you something. So a culture is Miss Fab just put it down there, right? That's when we do it all collectively, right? And you just said food. So you gonna tell me chitlins, hog mogs, and all that shit, that's your culture?
Slave food.
That's slave food. They gave you that food. So how is that your culture? That's what they gave you to eat.
They didn't give us that food. They gave us scraps, and we made fucking. See, this is the problem. We like to not like the shit that we went through, and don't want to talk about it. But hold on, we went through it. So they gave us scraps, and we made a motherfucking meal out of it, and now they are selling it as a motherfucking delicacy. But we over here shitting on the very motherfucking thing that they making money off of again. We keep shitting on our own shit while they making money off of it.
AP want to talk to you. That's
Hold, Dab. This AP, let me just say something about that. This is what we got to understand about our whole relationship to the colonizer, right? Because we get our ancestors' ability to survive horrific circumstances in slavery mixed up with what's necessary to take us to our own different reality other than what they faced in perpetuity, right? Historically, yes, we had the fortitude, the mental and spiritual fortitude to do what it took to survive those situations. But we have, moving forward, we have to develop an agenda and a culture that services the needs that we have moving forward as a whole. And
they don't understand that word whole.
As our preoccupation with what our ancestors did, we're not dealing with the same kind of, our ancestors were actually greater than us, because if you take these niggas today, they wouldn't have survived what the ancestors did, because we softer than they were. So now, because we've been psychologically fucked. Now we've mentally enslaved. So we all so invested in the idea of being like the people that enslaved us and being Americans, and because that's what the goal was. They didn't understand, because they were a bunch of black folks from different tribes, some of them from America, indigenous people, some of them from different tribes in Africa. They had to come together just to survive those circumstances. Now we got to elevate up out of that, because hip hop didn't exist then. There's so many different things that didn't exist that they created to take us down, that they even pay us for it. So we don't even know that we've been led to the slaughter, you know, with the proverbial dangling carrot in front of us. We always think we're getting something.
Mr. Payne.
Yes.
But I don't think they created it to take it down. I think we created it, but we allowed them to use it to take us down. And I agree, like hip hop, we created hip hop, but now we
didn't create hip
them.
hop. We didn't create hip hop. We didn't create it. Listen, it's a lot of stuff we do in the hood. These people have studied us like we were mice. The way they study mice and do pharmaceuticals on, does this work on mice or does that? They study us like that. We know this. We know the Tuskegee experiment. We know that they have studied us.
Fauci just got caught.
Yeah.
Put the COVID in mice.
They
for the people.
they study us. So what I'm saying is they watched us in the hood. You know, I'm older, so I remember when we used to tap on the car with the little nickel and rap and come up with a beat and niggas start, you know, and then it went from that to the block party. I'm from Harlem, so this shit started in Harlem in the Bronx. So they watch us do what we do, and then they say, how do we monetize it? And it'll take a
Exactly.
nigga.
So, Mr. Payne, we saying the
Yes.
same thing. We're saying the same thing. We created it, but we
No, we
allowed
didn't
them to
create it
monetize
because
off
you
of it.
gotta understand
And
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
we did.
Sis, let me just finish. Let me land the plane. What I'm saying is, we as a people are extraordinarily creative. There's a lot of stuff we do. So if we created it, where's the double Dutch money where they monetize that?
That's what I'm telling them. They don't understand that.
Where's all the other stuff that we do, right? It didn't become an industry until they monetized it.
See, that's what they don't understand.
Once they monetized it, then it became an industry. No, there's all kind of shit that we do as kids that we could make money off of, even if we paid as much attention to ourselves as they paid to us. They monetized it and then weaponized it against us.
And how can you can create something but not own it? That's what we're trying to tell y'all.
Right.
We create everything, but what
That's
do
what
we
I'm
own?
saying, Dro. I'm saying the same thing that y'all saying. We allowed them to monetize and make money off of it and dictate how it is being used. We allowed them to do that. I agree with
Okay, so
the
that's
culture now.
our point,
Hold
Dad.
on. I agree that the culture now is softer than our ancestors. Right now, we talk about people because they do have. We talk about people who don't have. We talk about our own people just because they don't fit the quote unquote white person standard or the quote unquote American dream. We will down our own people because they don't fit that fucking social standard.
Right. No, I get you on
what y'all saying.
I get you on that, Dad, but here's what we're saying. So when you look up the definition of culture, right? Like the small hat people, they have a culture. They benefit off of their culture. Just because you're one of them, you inherit something. Just because they got Hollywood, they got the music, they got alcohol, they got every industry. They created a culture from
black people,
taking take what we done,
listen to this,
and
though.
they have now made a culture
have had those meetings and they had to sit down with these white folks and they asked them, how bad do you want this? The reason they consistently ask you that question throughout your whole career is because eventually they need to know that you want this, whatever they dangling in front of you, which is the very thing that allows certain people to become billionaires. Why do some entertainers become billionaires like Oprah and others, and some don't? It ain't because they're more talented. It's because they're more useful in the plan of managing the rest of us. This is the same plantation shit that was going on hundreds of years ago, but we don't see it. Now, we've been convinced, but based on W.E.B. Du Bois' theory of the talented 10th, that somehow we should proselytize these Negroes that they embrace, not realizing they only there for us to believe that there's some incentive in us being invested in their success as if that's progress for the whole. We now know that's not true. We know that's not true because these niggas ain't never had a meeting about what should be done next for the whole, ever. None of them. They only start talking to us about controlling, and then they say shit. I heard LeBron James say, we influence everything all over. Listen, man, I don't know what we thinking about, but the whole world ain't interested in us. The whole world is not being influenced by us. Right? There are other cultures of people. They have their own culture. They're not being influenced by us. You know who's being influenced by us? Other black people who are as lost as we are in Africa, in different countries and different tribes. They look more like us than anybody else. Anybody else that appears, it's like, you know, we might see Asians, right? That might be invested in hip hop, or you got the K-pop and all that kind of shit. They're not interested in being like us. They're interested in robbing what has already been robbed from white folks. Now they want to rob and give you the Asian version of the same shit that has already been taken from us that we don't monetize. You gotta see in between the lines. We being robbed in every way, and then we walk away going, we influence everything. We ain't influencing nothing. Why? Because we not getting the money for it.
Influence it, but we still ain't getting paid. I agree with that 100%. We influence it, but we ain't making no money, so it don't matter.
Exactly. That's all we saying, Dab. And what we're trying to do, me, him, a couple more celebrities, what we're trying to do is create a culture where we benefit and we generate revenue through all of our people, not just some. Because ain't nobody never tried to do that. That's the real problem.
I think you can take.
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick. Well, let me say this to you, Dro. You know how my mind works. I'm gonna say this. Y'all not trying. That's what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all doing. That's what y'all doing. So, we
doing it, but the problem is we got to get everybody as a whole.
No, I get it.
To bite into what we're trying to do.
I know that words have power in the way
what we needed to get out of slavery or to survive what used to be, they using the same tactics against us, but we still approaching it like we have the same needs and the same approach. We have to now realize that in order to ourselves become the builders and the developers of what we create, right? So even if you listen to Minister Farrakhan, I'm not a follower of Minister Farrakhan, but he said something. We have to produce what we consume.
Thank you. Yep. That's our point. We have to produce it. Man, listen, they fucking up the food. They fucking up everything. Y'all don't understand what we saying, bro. We don't know where this food coming from.
We actually do, Dro. We actually understand.
More often than you think on this app, bro. We have this talk a lot on the app. You know what I'm saying? We have this talk a whole lot on this app. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that we totally understand it. Like I told people all the time, you think that the Koreans owning the liquor stores in the black neighborhoods, they just selling you liquor? Hell no, nigga, they looking at what minority
But
in
we
the
don't
world.
own nothing.
Right. But guess what? So what I was doing was, this is how I learned how to become rich. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I was working in Palisades, I'm working around these motherfuckers. I did what they do to us. I studied the way these motherfuckers, how they live in their community, what they spend, what they buy. So I know what to, you know what I mean? What to sell to them motherfuckers as a black man. Like you say, so I can own and have my own shit. It's just that, honestly, I keep quiet right now because I work my 9 to 5 and shit and do what I do, building my structure how I do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on some shit. I'm on some
But
shit.
that's what this what we keep saying, though, cuz and that's why I always tell you, oh, come out here and fuck with us. Because I'm gonna tell you something. The worst thing we can do as black people is try to do something alone. Cause you know what you do? You stand out. Ask Malcolm X. Ask Martin Luther King.
And he started off with, "This is what I do to get rich."
Yeah.
We're not trying to get rich.
We're not trying to get rich. We're trying to get all of us comfortable. See, that's the difference. Because what they do is pick one nigga and say, we're going to make you rich. And then everybody in the hood look up to that one nigga they don't make rich. And that's the process. They keep
Y'all
doing it
talking like
over
me.
and
Y'all
over
talking
and
like
over.
me right now, Dro. But I'm gonna tell you what what happens when you talk like that. You be called the poster child for poverty.
There you
So,
go.
Dro, just know I am the poster child for poverty. I've been told that. So I get what the fuck y'all saying. And I stand behind it 100.
Well,
But you gonna
follow me,
have black
Dab,
people
because
tell you you are a poster child for poverty.
Dab, just follow us. And guess what, Dab? I hate to say this. What we doing, we finna really do. You know what I'm saying? And the niggas that think like that, Dab, I'm sorry, but guess what's gotta happen? They gotta get left behind. We gotta
I
leave
wasn't trying
them.
to say that. That's what I've been teetering around that the whole time.
Omar,
But
ain't that what I be saying? Everybody can't go with us.
I've
I
been
say that all
teetering
the
around that the
time.
whole time. But when I said tribalism, y'all took it as like being separate, but it's just, that's what it is. That's just the whole bottom line. And
but I
I'm not doing it by myself. I'm not doing it alone. I'm not trying to get rich. It's a lot of shit, bro. It's just a lot. You know what I'm
but
saying?
I
Y'all
think
Oh, you know
y'all
how,
just happen to catch me on a real busy day right now where I really, you know what I mean?
but Cuzzo, why you think I be saying pull up, little Cuzzo? You know I ain't gonna really say too much, bro, but we got some shit going, bro, like some different shit, and it's finna happen. And the people that jump in line, hey, we embrace them. But the ones that, oh, that ain't gonna work, okay, stay your ass over there. You know what I'm
No,
saying? You the
that's
same
why I
nigga
know.
told Harriet Tubman she couldn't do nothing.
and I
Omar, you know it
agree.
was niggas telling, Omar, listen to this. Do you know it was niggas telling her, you
Both of
ain't gonna be
y'all,
able to get
Jesus.
away with that? Man, we gotta leave them type of niggas behind, bro.
It's even when we talk about culture, right? Even in the conversation about culture, there were black folks, like Joe just used as an example, or Harriet Tubman. Even forget about those that were fearful about the journey north with her. The reality is there really was no safe place for Harriet Tubman to take those people because the whole country, she ultimately wound up having to take people into Canada. But you got to understand, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the message that in the consciousness of some of the folks that were on the plantation, the folks that say, Massa, we sick when the massa gets sick. Those people still exist today. And they still look at America and look at these Negroes that have become billionaires and ultra famous and look at the internet and all of that shit, which are just mediums that these people create in order to lure us into their platforms away from what we build and create for ourselves. And some of us going, well, nigga, what's better than what we got here, nigga? I want to be the next Jay-Z. I want to be the next LeBron. But we got to stop looking at anything that they've created because they own it. I get LeBron talks about building his own league. That's great. That's great. And if you get to do that, I don't know how you're going to do that without them because they own all of that. I'm talking about in this conversation, the love that Dro has for you, the love that we share for each other, even starting today, to look at this dialogue, this conversation, to say,
Anything that we have previously called culture comes out of an experience of enslavement. We're not shitting on that. We're saying those people were extraordinary. Okay. But in order to get to where we have to get to, we got to be stronger than them. How we going to get to that when we right now currently
fighting over staying in what they created?
And we're not even as strong as them. So we got to go from not being as strong as our ancestors to being way smarter than our ancestors.
Bingo. He just said it right on the head.
Okay, that was better. That was hey guys, hey panel. Listen, I had to double dutch in there real fast, but I had forgot what I said for a minute, so that I was like, what was I going to say? Because you definitely related to Omar, because y'all go on, but but I'm glad that you were able to come back and re-explain in a way that now I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Not that we didn't have culture, but it wasn't authentic, right? It was bore out of slavery, right? Which it was. But I think
but it was all what they allowed us to have. That's the point, Miss Fab.
Right. And I understand that, but it's still a part of who we are and what we built based on what we were given and allowed to have. And I think to say, hey, it's no culture. I mean, we don't have to go back and forth about it because it's not really a thing. It doesn't make me not understand the rest of your points, right? It doesn't, because I get what y'all are putting down for sure. And I think, hey, everybody's not going to come or everybody's not going to be able to go, I think is almost the best mindset you have to have, because you can get really beat up and torn down, and you could lose your focus by trying to save everybody, right? Because some people, their mindset is not there. The example you just gave about the slave who was like, no, this is good, who couldn't even imagine not being a part of the plantation, right? They couldn't even imagine or fathom leaving and being self-reliant, right? So a lot of that mindset is still here. But Omar know that this is my type of talk. I bring it all back to the virus of capitalism. It's very hard to have a people think about communal when the capitalistic system feeds you food of me and I and separatism. It's very hard to now try to deconstruct that when everything you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is about consumerism and me, right? It's a very selfish state that we're in. So you almost have to, of course, find the like-minded people that get it and build with that, because it's very difficult to have people disconnect from the system, right? That's feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So and it can work. I just think people have to see it work to believe it, right? It's almost like you have to see it to seize it. So once something or a group gets the ball rolling and people support it, it's almost then how it. They're not going to let you get but so far. And that's not saying you don't try, but have you thought about the next 3-4 steps up? Like, hey, we built this thing. How do we then curate it, then protect it from the same people who don't want us to have ownership?
And you know how we beat that?
Allowing everybody at the motherfucking table. Stop inviting everybody to the cookout. Every time y'all see a little big white kid or a little Asian kid,
no, it's bigger than that. You talking about No, Dad, not like regular white folks. I'm talking about the system that owns the industry and the powers. That once you get a certain level, right? We know communities. We know major Black-owned banks. We know major things, but we can't dominate an industry because of the people who are manipulating the system behind the scenes. So they don't allow you to get but so far. That glass ceiling is there, no matter how great you are, right? You look at all the billionaires, Black billionaires there are. I am sure somewhere behind a room they thought about doing X, Y, and Z. And maybe they've even started it. They never have.
We know a lot of them, sister.
And they've never said, hey, let's start a town, a bank, a hospital.
No. Fab, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell her one thing, AP. So We got with, I'm not going to say their names. We got with 5 of the richest basketball players in the world. If y'all smart, y'all can figure it out. And we said, look, we got some money, y'all got some money. You know what we tried to do, Miss Fab? We said, let's open 5 credit unions. It costs us $4 million a credit union. And let's, with the credit unions, leverage, because the government has something called a Federal Reserve, that if you open institutions like that, whatever you put in, they'll match it. And they're
That's right.
giving you the money. Not loaning it to you, they're giving it to you. So every bank we open with 4 million, we got 8 million. Why not just give the loans out to brothers and sisters in the hood to start businesses? But you got to come with a real plan. You know what all them NBA dudes told us, Miss Fab?
It's not going to work.
No. Let me go talk to my financial advisor. You know who they financial advisors are?
I know the white men that
The
the
same
NBA
people
puts
we
on
trying to get them away
to
from.
siphon money from them. Absolutely.
The same motherfuckers we trying to get them away from. That's who they got to go ask.
That will have them broken poor in 8 years.
Well, it's you know, a lot of these guys. No, a lot of them are going to steal from them. But more importantly, here's the problem. The problem we have to understand, even in this conversation, goes back to culture. We are functioning in someone else's culture. We are a subculture in someone else's culture. These men have gotten wealthy living in white folks' culture. So when we sit down talking about culture, we talking about chicken and grits. We talking about smothered chicken. We talking about dancing. We talking about clothing. When you sit down and you start having a conversation that's about building, like Joe just explained in the meetings that we had about building these institutions, whenever you start talking about institution building, it's definitely you're gonna have to have more skin in the game. So we have to, what I'm suggesting is we have to elevate ourselves up out of the concept that we have of culture. The number one thing you have to understand about culture, no matter what it is, that anything about the culture that no longer serves the needs of the people moving forward has to be abandoned. You follow me? That's the major.
Right, but what does
need.
that look like? What does that look like?
It's even in this in the conversation that anything, even when we look back, because we are the journey out of slavery to now, the journey through Reconstruction, the journey through Jim Crow, the journey that we took from Emancipation Proclamation to now is just like when you look at the so-called Native Americans, the indigenous people. They took those people, they put them on a reservation. They said, wait a minute, it's gold on that land that we gave them people.
We got to take it back.
Well, now we need that land. We need that land because it's gold there and we can't have you discovering the land. What I'm saying is we are so emotionally attached to who we have been that we don't have the same fervor and energy based on who we need to become, not just in our dealings and ability to overcome the obstacles of white America and capitalism, but we have to overcome our own. We got some built-in obstacles that we face that that we're so emotionally drained that we have a hard time looking at ourselves in the mirror and saying, you know what, I got some flaws.
Can't do it.
I got some flaws.
You can't do it.
I need to overcome these.
Yeah, they can't do it.
So we are more invested. We like to pretend that let's go back to this. We like to walk around. We know that we come from kingdoms, and we know that we built these kingdoms, right? But all of this existed before the colonizer, before we were enslaved. But rather than recognize that there was a period of destruction for us that continues to this day, that hip hop is a part of, that rap music is a part of, we like to walk around and call each other kings. You know, we used to be kings. We used to be kings. Okay, no, that's not the question. And I'm not
denouncing the fact that we did come from kingdoms and we were kings. But are we going to address what happened to us in our relationship to the enslavers for 400 years? Or are we going to be kings, be slaves for 400 years, and then leap back into being kings? Like, how the fuck is that going to happen? We don't want to address the 400 years of our own destruction. We got to be okay to look at ourselves as we are today. Love on each other like we doing on the phone right now and say, yeah, I love you. I love you. Yes, you flawed. We do the same thing. And I'm going to add something to this because, you know, I'm from Harlem. I'm from the streets. And I grew up, me and my brother, we both were street. It's 4 of us. 2 of us was squares and straight lace. And then 2 of us was in the streets. This is before I became an actor. 2 of us was in the streets. I'm telling you how many mamas there are that raise their kids to say, y'all be good Christians, y'all be good people, y'all be good this, that. But when she's struggling and them same little niggas come in the house with hundreds of thousands of dollars and they say, Mom, put this in the safe. Oh, baby, you good. And then that same mama, and that same mama will, to the day them kids get arrested or killed, she swear by them kids. They can't do no wrong. But the day they get arrested, she got to be able to look at them and go, wait, I'm complicit in this.
Yeah, I helped you become this.
I agree.
So
Omar,
I'm
you're on
only
mute. You're on mute, friend. You're on mute, Omar.
I said, I'm from where they do drive-bys in Jesus' name. And the same motherfuckers, they be talking this shit and all that, they be fucking hoarding and hiding the niggas that's out here doing the most shit, like what you saying. And I've said that a while ago as well, but back to what y'all saying is, the system drains black wealth. That's what it's built on. Whenever we build our own shit or whatever, it's infiltrated, COINTELPRO, things like that. They try to make sure it fails. Yeah. And what I'm saying is that you know, they always say motherfuckers infiltrate. And that's why when I'm gonna speak for black people, motherfuckers get money or get to a certain place in life, that's why they don't fuck with everybody, because they know you can't just let everybody in, because motherfuckers, it's easy to destroy a motherfucker's shit. And so it's like a double-edged sword. It's like an oxymoron, a catch-22 that you know what I'm saying? You
But
want to be.
But a lot of people, when y'all say when a person get money, they know not to let everybody in. A lot of the motherfuckers that be fucking over y'all that got money is the niggas that got money with you. So stop. I think stop isolating.
Yeah.
It be the
They
niggas who
want
got
you
the
at
money
the
with you.
table.
Listen to right, because they don't want you at the table, so they gonna be the one that's gonna stab you in the back.
Yep.
Well, again,
I understand that. I understand that. But when it comes to the bigger picture, see, I'm on that shit. That's why I don't be talking to, when these niggas be like, oh, we're gonna do this, do that. I'm on that shit. I've been on some way. It's more than just one Black Wall Street. I don't know motherfuckers that scream Black Wall Street. We had plenty of Black Wall Streets. We had our own self-sufficiency, all that, right? But motherfuckers' mindset is not there. So guess what, black people, guess what our people need to see? They need us to see us to create these things that we're talking about and actually be successful at it and then pull it in. We are a sight people. We go by sight. Fuck what we hearing. You know what I'm saying? Not all of us, but I'm just saying in general. We got to see the success. I used to tell brothers that all the time. They be talking all this, all the black power shit, even the side netters, all the different things. I'm like, bro, you have to be successful, because motherfucker, like, okay, you got all this knowledge, you got all this, what you got? And then once you show that you got it, and then you know what I mean, we were helping others get it, motherfuckers ain't got no choice but to follow along. And that's just how it is. And that's
Omar,
what y'all
I
talking about,
agree.
spreading the wealth, and we all, you know what I mean, on one accord.
Omar, I agree with everything you're saying. And let me add this to what you're saying. What you have to understand is when you look at the globe, when you look at the world, any man, we're coming out of and having been enslaved, right? So having been enslaved, we have, everything has been taken away from us. So we have to build from nothing. We have a tendency to look at nothing because we need pride and self-love. We have a tendency to look at nothing and fall in love with nothing in some kind of fantasy, like it is ultimately something. Now, to go further, when you look at the world stage, every community every civilization, every kingdom, right? Every nation has to build itself up. If you use China as an example, China was a poor country that borrowed money from the US and sent their children to school in the US. The difference is those people they had a culture. They sent their young children to come to America to get education, to get what they could from the West and bring it home so that it could be useful in the East. They now are the number 2 GDP nation on the map. Now, not only do you have to build a civilization, of which we don't have because we are still tethered to we send our kids to school or to the NBA or to the NFL, and our kids go to school to be a part of America, not to come back with what is valuable that they extracted. These people did that. They did that in a very short period of time.
Every race do that.
Right.
Mexicans, everybody. Mexicans come to America, Omar, what they do? They work hard, send that shit home. They sending it to their culture, to their home. That's what we talking about. Where are we sending it? We don't have nowhere to send it, because you know why?
Back into their banks,
Right back into their system.
Omar,
That's the point we making, So how can we have a culture if we ain't got nowhere to send it? We ain't got nowhere to send our resources.
All we really talking about is this is a matter of confusion. We keep this is not about race.
It is. It is.
This is not race, right? We're not talking about race. We're talking about the confusion of, are you a black person, right? What does that mean? And if you believe your culture is the culture that was born out of enslavement, because if you still think your culture of enslavement or who you were prior to meeting the colonizer, you ain't gonna build yourself up out of the dust and slavery and become no king nowhere, because you don't have no kingdom. So you need a new consciousness. You need to build, and all of this dialogue is important because ultimately we just been on the phone for an hour. If I haven't in one way or another, and just like Miss Fab, she said, oh, I understand. I'm able to connect the dots. If I can't help you connect the dots, then we just wasting fucking time.
Yeah, we got to get away from you.
So the point is, ultimately, we have to recognize that, yes, there are circumstances, there are cultural circumstances that were necessary in the sustaining of brutality, in the sustaining of lynching, in the sustaining of, but now we want to build wealth. We want to build a nation. So what it took to sustain enslavement, right? Chattel slavery is not the same consciousness, enslavement, or culture that's going to be necessary to build what we want to build moving forward. So we have to shift consciousness away from what it took to do what our ancestors did into what is it going to take to ultimately do what the Chinese people have done. And you got to understand something else about that, right? Because we keep talking about COINTELPRO and the system and white people. Listen, man, everybody that builds anything of value in the world has to protect whatever they built. So anything you build, even if it's another Black Wall Street, somebody's coming to take that shit. Even if it's another nigga down the street, somebody's coming to take it. So you got to protect what you build. This is why we have to develop a different consciousness. I thank you all. This is a beautiful dialogue.
Thank you so much. So my question is, like, I love what I'm hearing, but like, how do you like do that when they are in control of everything?
See, here's the problem, right? That's why and I'm gonna tell you how they're in control of everything. Because you believe them and you believe you have a culture. That's how they are in control, because they control your mind. Everything on television is called programming for a reason. Y'all don't even pay attention to the word. The word is programming. They simply telling you, we're programming you to believe what we want you to believe. You indoctrinated into their system. And you know what America culture is, Sonia?
What?
They come colonize everywhere they go. That's their
Yeah,
culture.
literally. Yeah, that's true.
That's their culture. So when we say we do have a culture, the first word in the definition of a culture, it says a systematic. We ain't got nothing in the system. Show me what we got in the system.
Well, we in somebody else's.
We in somebody else's system. We don't have
I
a
enjoy
system.
hearing y'all talk because y'all not disrespectful or nothing. I really enjoy that. That's why, even though you get on my nerves, you can go ahead and keep talking, Dro.
No, but I'm saying, no, but this why I be coming in here. Like Omar, I know it's always a method to my madness. And I don't never want to hear brothers downgrade sisters because, and this is the hurtful truth, and this is how we think right now. Me and my comrades and my brothers. We need some of these women more than we need some of you niggas. Because a lot of you niggas is hoes.
Oop, I agree.
You niggas is running around wearing purses and dresses and shit, and you niggas think y'all gangster. Some of these women got more heart than you do, nigga, so why downgrade them? Nigga, lift them up. Because if I can lift you up, Sonya, guess what? I know I can count on you, Sonya. Get on the roof with this motherfucking thing, and if anybody come by the door, let that motherfucker
Pow,
go.
pow, pow, pow. Yeah, yeah.
You
You
think of
already
who I'm
know.
finna count
You
on?
already
Keefy
know.
D or Mob James? These niggas in court telling on each other, but they gangsters. These niggas been gangsters their whole life, and they telling on some shit happened 30 years ago. Them the niggas I supposed to trust? It ain't one female that you finna see in this trial that was a part of either one of them gangs.
And what is the point of all? What is the point of that trial in the first place?
Nothing. You know what it is? To just take away. They trying to take away Suge Knight. They already don't took him. And they trying to take away what Puffy built. See, y'all don't understand. Anything we build in this system, just pay attention, y'all. Every nigga that get rich, I want y'all to pay attention to this. And remember us saying this to y'all. Every nigga that get rich, he has an expiration date. Bill Cosby. They knew that nigga was throwing jump shots and drinks in the 70s. Why you wait till 2021 to bring it up?
They was all doing it.
They was all doing it because they want their money back from him now. We need that old money. R. Kelly. We seen this nigga pissing on people in 2000 and 1995. And now in 2026, oh, he holding them hostage. You niggas knew he was pissing on babies in 99. No, let him build up a bigger catalog so we can go get
Taught
it.
him how to do that.
They taught the nigga how to do it.
And you know what, Dro? I think the saddest thing, like on the outside looking in, is they use other black people to get other black people, and black folks fall for it every time. And that's the part that like it's so saddening, and I hate that for us.
And that's
It goes back to what I said. It goes back to what I said, sis.
Ty, you can jump in when you want. You know how this shit go, Ty. You gotta
You
get
know
in
I
here.
ain't
I can't.
rude, Omar. I don't-
It's because it's a
But let
good
me ask you a
conversation. I
question.
don't want to fuck y'all vibe up. I want y'all to keep getting y'all thoughts out. So it's all good.
Go ahead, brother. We hear you.
Let me ask you a question, Omar, because you're attested to this because you see us a lot, talk about it a lot. When we speak about capitalism and wealth and money, and we speak about the black people that do have money, how do we address the people that when these people make it, the advice that they pass down when we start explaining redline and the struggles of the black struggle because it's predominant to our who we are. How do we address the people that's calling people lazy and making excuses for the black struggle, even though y'all just admitted up here the black struggle is very real? How do we address stuff like that?
I
Hey,
And
mean,
Omar,
Omar, let me
just
say
get there,
one thing
Omar.
to
When we
him.
talk about voting and redlining and all that stuff, and it's just like, well, if you just get your money, if this problem go away, I feel like
no,
that's an
no.
inverted
Well,
That's a
mindset.
system though, Cap. That's a system. All of that is a part of their system. But here's the most important thing we got to understand in that. You keep saying, you just said, Captain, and I just want you to, in my opinion, brother, I just want you to critique them words a little bit more. Because none of these niggas that make it made it. All these niggas were selected to make it. That's a big difference. You got to understand, they put LeBron in your head when he was 12 years old. So they're prepping you because they know he's ours. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. So it ain't LeBron made it. I know plenty
I
of niggas.
think he
Omar, do we know niggas that was better than LeBron?
hell yeah.
Why they didn't make it? Because they wasn't
I
selected.
I
That's
think
what
what
we
he's
trying to get
speaking
y'all to
about
understand.
I think Hadro, I think what he's speaking about, of course, there's always a lot of times on these panels and in conversations, there's macro and micro issues, right? And so the problem is the duality of it, right? You're talking about people who have reached a certain amount of success that you guys aren't speaking of. You're talking about a macro level, right? The systemic part of why us as a people can't get past a certain ceiling, right? You're talking about industry dominating things. Okay, why don't black women dominate the hair industry? Why don't black people dominate the entertainment industry? Well, you can't, because of the system and the powers that be don't allow you to, right? But in some of these panels, they're talking about micro issues, why you can't pay your bills, right? Why you can't, right? And that's a difference, more self-motivating things that you need to overcome, right? And so I think what Ty is talking about is that when we have discussions, there are black people who have reached a certain level of medial success, right? They're like a millionaire in the grand scheme of things, and go, oh, you guys are lazy. They start punching down and saying, oh, you know what I mean? That type of
Well,
talk,
it's always been that
where we're
way.
having two different conversations a little bit here.
No, but
And
no,
let,
it's
and let
always
me
been
let me
that
let
way.
me
So it
give
Yeah,
all
but see,
ties in. Hold on, let me
an
talk.
example.
I'll let y'all talk.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It all ties in, right? Because, and this the part that motherfuckers don't want to hear. And when you get on a certain level, you understand what the fuck I'm saying. And it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. All us black Americans got is we do not practice black capitalism. And you supposed to lace motherfuckers. Some motherfuckers, I didn't let motherfuckers like to say you can lead a nigga to water, but you can't force him to think rich. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't force him to drink the shit. Some motherfuckers just don't have that mental, and it is because of their environment, the way they were brought up. And we understand. Me and Dro understand that. We project niggas. We know what
But
it
I
is.
think that's a human thing and not a black thing. Every white
No,
person
it
ain't
is a
rich,
human thing.
every Puerto Rican, but I think it turns into a color thing, because when those who have money go, well, y'all lazy, you not pulling
Because we don't
yourself
see
up.
black people
You
reaching
start
back.
using that white man
We
talk,
don't we don't see them.
get your
Listen,
bootstraps and all that type of
no,
weird
they
stuff.
do though. But those are motherfuckers who look for a reason because they made it to a certain status. Now they developed that mind state of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm talking about capitalism, I ain't talking about shit on the motherfuckers who don't. I'm talking about where we provide to where, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be barbers and janitors and all those things. But now it's all black. It's ours, right? And what I'm saying is those motherfuckers right there, they've been on some other shit. There's always gonna be those blacks, and those are the ones that will infiltrate and try to tear shit down. Especially when they see us helping others, they'll try to find something wrong. That's why every time a person do become successful, the ones who do help people, they're not doing it in the open. That's the craziest part, when they can't do it in the open because they'll strip Jay-Z for certain shit, right? They'll strip certain people from certain things. So they're anonymous donators. They're anonymous bailing black people out. They're anonymously paying for motherfuckers to get lawyers and things like that, right? So, you know, it gets to a point to where that's why I be screaming, if you even listen to Dr. Claude, different motherfuckers, we talk about capitalism because we have to build our own shit and not have our own shit. I see motherfuckers put black owned beauty supply places. Get what these motherfuckers do? They still go to the Koreans. It's a mental
Well,
thing, y'all. This is hold on, look.
because capitalism
It's a
itself is
program.
selfish, it's
It's
individualistic. So when you're talking
guess
about
why
a
it's individualistic?
culture,
But guess
right?
why
When
it's
you're talking about a
individualistic,
culture,
Pat? Guess why?
huh?
Guess why?
Well, think about it for a second. The nature of capitalism itself is a few at the top while the rest at the bottom are fighting for the peanuts, right? The nature of capitalism itself is not everybody has
But
an
look,
equal share and we all pull it
who's at the
together.
top? Even with that, who's still at the top? White folks.
yeah,
So what I'm saying
I'm gonna
is,
send her a follow.
and the reason why I totally get that part, what you're talking about. I totally get that part. But what I'm saying is,
So if
the
you
reason
want to
why,
build a culture about togetherness, you almost have to remove it outside of the system of capitalism as black people who never had an original culture, right? We're
Thank
talking
you,
about
Miss
culture.
Fab.
We're talking about something that's like, hey, what's bigger than us? Why can Jews come and live 4 or 5 in a house, right? Because they're not thinking about the money. They're thinking about us as a whole. Why can they have 4 and 5 kids? Because they're thinking about them as a people, of Jewish people, to multiply and not me, individualistic. So they could come into the system of capital and allow some of the Jews to make money, but they still go send it back to where? Israel, where they have free healthcare, free education. So we're fighting in a system that literally does not allow you to think as a communal group, to think about others. The system of capitalism is not inclusive. It is one.
So
It is
then,
me.
so then let
I
me
can
ask
only
y'all
reach the
this.
top and F
Now
all you other niggas
wait,
at the
hold on,
bottom.
y'all.
No, let me ask y'all one question.
Wait, hold on, Omar, please.
Wait, I got one good question.
Okay.
This for AP, Dro, everybody in this motherfucker. What is our what is our solution?
Oh, that great
I
question.
like that next
Great
question.
question.
Before we address that, let me address what you just said and why and what sis just said, right? Because you said something about capitalism leading horses to water and then white folks tearing down people like Jay-Z. So what sis said was so appropriate because we still looking at race. We're not recognizing that Jay-Z, LeBron, Oprah, all these people, these are capitalist people that are owned by these white folks.
Right.
And you think because they black that somebody wants to tear them down. Listen.
No,
man.
I didn't say it like I said that's why they do it anonymously. That's
No,
why
no,
Jay-Z
wait,
he
let me
can't do
finish.
it openly because
No, he part of the system.
He know what his handlers go do to him.
Omar, he's only, listen to me, cuz this is what we trying to get y'all to understand. He's only going to send money where they tell him to.
Right.
That's what you're missing.
I can agree
He's
with that.
in the system.
I can agree with that.
I'm gonna give you a
Because
promise. I'm gonna show y'all how sick the system is, right? Omar, we've been sitting back, and I had a conversation with Drake, right? Everybody jumped on Kendrick's side. I'm gonna tell you why I had a conversation with Drake. The system loved Drake. You know when the system stopped loving Drake? When he started rebelling against the system. So, okay, we're gonna put this nigga up against him. But they don't go straight and do it. They went and got Jay-Z, put him at the Super Bowl. See what I'm saying? They don't never tear us down. They get other people that look like us to tear us down. And
every
since they see
time
that,
you better clock
listen,
What
in.
happened?
now Omar, watch
Malcolm
this.
and Martin.
Watch this, Omar. And when they see that Kendrick couldn't tear Drake down, guess what they did? Jay-Z, get your bitch ass off the couch now. Nigga, you go do it. We don't need no more of your little helpers. You gotta go do this. You understand what I'm saying now, Omar? So don't think none of these people that got money that look like us, nigga, they don't give a fuck about y'all.
I know that part.
They just push them, get out there and say something to make it look like you care about the people. Because the niggas that really care, they're going to do everything they can to tear them down so you don't care.
The standard is who gets, this was the point I made earlier, the point that I was making earlier was, when I was a kid, they keep asking you, how bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? Right? Because I'm going to eventually use you. This is a marker. Your success is a marker. I may not call on this marker for 20 years.
20 years, 30 years.
But I'm eventually going to call on this marker. When I do, you better know it's your time to do whatever I tell you to do.
Or if you say no, Omar, no, you say no, get on TV. I want you to pay attention to this,
What's that movie
that's
with
why
Princess
I want you to come
Tiana?
out here, little cuzzo. I want y'all to notice this. They tear down every black man 3 ways. He's either a womanizer, like, hit on her.
Princess and the Frog.
He either hit on women. This is how they destroy every celebrity black man. He either hit on women, he touched children. I want y'all to just think about every celebrity. Tupac, Mike Tyson, Allen Iverson, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Prince, all of them. The same crimes?
But even if this is another crime, because this was a big agenda. There's always an agenda that we as black people, there's always an agenda that we don't know what the agenda is. We're not a part of their agenda
at all.
They just use us. So when they start talking all this gay shit in the middle,
can't say that word on here.
Oh, I'm
say
sorry.
rainbow.
In the middle of the 90s.
I just learned that, by the way.
Yeah, I just learned that. Friendly word.
So in the middle of the 90s, this became a part of their agenda. Those people stopped wanting to live in the shadows And now every script, every movie, when they say, okay, what's the gay storyline? What's the rainbow? What's the rainbow storyline?
And they put it in everything.
And it's got to be in everything. So if you as an actor, this is a real thing that I live. And I was like, well, I'm not really interested in that subject matter, right? Oh, why is that? Now you got to get into a discussion with these people about why you not interested.
Why you want to be a man?
I was on the phone with Dro, with Russell Simmons, when Russell was like, Dro, Dro, you can't do this, you can't say that. And Dro like, man, and you know what I mean? And then that's why Dro has grown a lot. You know what I'm saying? He understands the politics with all this shit, but I get it. Cause I was watching Lovecraft, and I loved Lovecraft because it was like black people, Jim Crow era. Then they threw some little witchcraft in there, showing all the shit they show how the white people do witchcraft. Then the shit good. Every time a black sitcom good with, a black show good with full black cast, let's bring a little bit of homosexuality in this motherfucker.
Well, no, they know people are weak though. They know most people are sheep. So they test you to say, hey, let's see how they could go, right? Just in general, most people are sheep and they will follow. And so if the thing is power, money, and success, okay, they're going to tempt you with that. How bad do you want it? And let's break his manhood. Let's see how far we could go. The system itself is really sick. It's almost demonic in a sense.
No, it's not almost.
That's why they make it as a rapper.
Now I'm gonna hit y'all.
It's very demonic. But can I?
That's why I said the Princess and the Frog with Princess Tiana, and for that man to be wealthy. That's why Disney. You ever see the Princess and the Frog?
Not you, Mike, not you. So this is what I'm saying. So let me break it down for y'all, because y'all know I got people from every race, every orientation. No. Let me say one thing about this though, real quick. Let me address this before it get overlooked. So what I'm saying is, what you got to understand is, it's a portal, it's a gateway. Okay, so if you born gay, you gay. That's it. Nobody have a problem with that shit, right? I don't give a damn. What you do, that's what you do.
I disagree with that.
Hold on, Dro. Let me just say what I'm saying. What you do don't have nothing to do with me. But what I'm saying is, with influence and a big enough influence, it's a portal. It sparks a thought in the mind. Now you're opening a gateway for motherfuckers to venture out and try some shit that they would never ever think about trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too deep into that. That's why, it's just the God honest truth. When it's an all black cast, an all black show, they're gonna sprinkle some homosexuality in that shit, no matter what, even if it has nothing to do with the shit. That's why I'm telling y'all. Wait, hold on. Let me say one more thing. Do y'all know why? And I'm gonna toot my own fucking horn right here. Do y'all know I'm on hiatus? But do y'all know why I'm so powerful in media? And why I chose my platform to only do it in a positive way with black people? I'm one of the only straight, heterosexual African Americans that do this shit. And I'm not being ghetto to about, oh yeah, my nigga, for sure. I don't talk regular, nigga. I put on that voice. I go very professional. I promise you I do when I do my thing. Because I know what value I hold with that. And do y'all know motherfuckers run to me on the red carpet? Motherfuckers run, when motherfuckers want to come to you and talk to you, that's a big fucking thing. Not because the money make them do it, but because they're happy to see you as a black man doing this shit. And I'm not presenting myself where I gotta be urban. I gotta be trying to be white, where I can be myself and you don't see it. It's just the God honest truth. And y'all know I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit.
No, Lil Cuzzo,
like
that's
I said, it's the truth.
Here's my thing, right? I don't have nothing against the rainbow community either. If that's what you want to be that. I'm not against, I'm not with it, but I'm saying I don't even see that. All I'm saying is stop pushing that to children that look like me. Now, if a child decide he want to be that, okay, nigga, we'll go over there. But don't push that on my children.
Let me say something about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me say something about that.
Let's go back to the other topic. Lord Jesus.
I want to say something about that from a systemic level. Right? You got to understand that whole system, that whole scenario is not about, if anybody's going to fight a war, if we build a system and we build wealth, we build a nation, we're going to need, like I just mentioned a moment ago, we're going to need men to defend whatever we build. If half the men feel like women, we can't defend nothing.
Yeah, we do.
That's the point.
You got to trade. Come on now. It's like, no, all right, let's move on from that.
No, I mean,
Well,
but
well,
see,
Dro,
this our thing
Dro, per
though.
Because the
If we
usual,
trade
don't,
women
is
will,
male
the
presents right
women
now.
will
Okay, let's
step
move on.
up. We will step up,
no,
you
no,
know,
but
like we
see,
always do.
y'all, but this is the point. See, this is why
Amen.
I don't have these kind of conversations on here because the first thing, and I love Sister Fab, I just sit there and follow. Let's move away from there. No, we need to have these conversations because
No,
we
we
need to know where
don't. Not,
motherfuckers
you know
stand
why
at.
I say no,
Human
we
level.
don't.
Because this is
You
a
know
human
why?
level.
Because we have
This a
bigger
human
fish to
level though,
fry.
Fab. This a
We
human
I
level
just
though, Fab.
I
Hold on
I'll
one
be
do
second,
right
y'all.
back,
Hold
believe.
on,
y'all.
hold on.
When you
Let
have
me
a
get y'all my,
husband,
wait. I want y'all to hold y'all thoughts. Y'all can finish, but let me say this. Double tap the screen, share the live, gift myself in the panel. And what I was really
Don't
going
give
to say,
me. Send it to my
Mr.
little cousin.
Okay,
Don't give
Mr.
me.
Gift me, I want all the money. Mr. Black Gray, I saw your comment. You do not have to spam my comments. I don't want them to kick you out of here. I saw it though. I get what you're saying. We understand. Everybody, the reason why people over here, everybody's free to speak. You free to disagree and all that. As long as we respectful, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all love over here. So, but y'all don't have to
I'm not.
spam the comments with the same thing over and
I'm
over.
not suggesting, Fab. I'm not suggesting that sisters are not going to stand up. I had a conversation recently with a coworker, and she said, as a single woman, you know what I miss? She said, I raised my daughter by myself. And she said, I remember when I was married and I heard a bump in the night, and I would go over and say to my husband, I heard something. Can you go downstairs and see what that is? She said, now I haven't been with him for the last 20 years. So now, whenever I hear a bump in the night, I got to go in the safe, get my thing, go downstairs and check it by myself. That don't feel good. And I'm saying, and it's human nature that whatever we build, even if it's a house, as a man, it's my job and duty to defend whatever it is that we have, whatever we built. If it costs me my life, that's what it costs. And what I'm saying is strategically, we forget the strategy. The strategy is these people are less likely to be able to defend anything if we turn half the men into something else. I'll put it like
Hey,
that.
I'm gonna let y'all keep talking if I don't interact a lot. I'm in the DMV, y'all. So I'm in.
You
They
understand?
finally
What,
called my.
so
They finally calling my number, nigga. So
so
I'm here
Fab.
though.
That's what we
Y'all
saying
good?
about these conversations is important. You know what I'm saying? Because all we saying is if you are that, then nigga go over there and bake cookies with the kids and shit and watch them and let us get to it.
Okay, so and I respect your opinion. However, I don't think right now it is a time to have the conversation about someone's sexuality.
We don't even care.
No, we don't care. That's the
I
point.
just don't, because it could get so, it starts to get really disrespectful to people that are, to me, of all God's people.
No,
And
no, 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 no.
I
You got
don't
to
like,
understand where I'm coming from. You got to understand where I'm
no,
coming from.
I definitely
I'm
understand what you're coming from. You're
I'm
saying,
talking about the system. Like we don't understand that a lot of the politics of America, them people don't believe in. This system, from beginning to end, is always about divide and conquer. I think
absolutely. So I just don't feel like it's time to divide. To me, now I just don't think at this moment we can have this conversation about what's, because
I'm just talking about why the agenda exists. Why they create the agenda that they force this on you. They force this on you.
Hold on, let Fab go. Go ahead,
I
Fab.
didn't hear.
No, she stopped, but I don't know why. Fab, I think her phone rung or something. Yeah, it looked like her phone rung. Well, let's.
say you guys are going to be disrespectful, but I rather
It's not
not.
personal.
Yeah, yeah. See, Fab, what I think you think we. I hope you not. We not making it personal. Everything we talking about right now, we're talking about at the systematic level.
How it all took.
Yeah, how it all trickles down. We're not talking about. We're not attacking nobody. But what
But
we
some of the
saying,
folks that's in this room, I already know how they could get down, and it'll be chopped and screwed and used to say
talking
a
about
message that I don't think that they could even understand intellectually. So I just go,
Oh, I see.
I'd
No, I
rather
see
not
what you're
have that
saying. Yeah, I
conversation.
see what you're saying. Nah, I'll tell you when we get off of here. But I see. That's why I don't really like doing this on here. None of us do. You know what I'm saying? We do this, you know what I'm saying, amongst us. But yeah, I get what she's saying. But yeah, we could just talk baseball. But yeah, our whole goal is, you know what I'm saying, like we know it can happen because we've done things already that we see happen.
It goes all the way back to buck breaking. Buck breaking on the plantation was designed to take the strongest buck, lay him over a stoop, and take his manhood
In front of everybody.
in front of everybody. So now he used to defend everybody. Now
Nobody's looking at him as a defender anymore. They like, nigga, we just seen you bent over. Get out of here. He can't tell nobody nothing, Fab.
No, for
That's why I
sure.
said I think y'all are having two different
But that's a
conversations. Go
problem
ahead.
right there. That's a problem. What a person does in their bedroom does not take away from the fact that they can defend
we're not
me.
talking about his
I don't give a
bedroom.
fuck what they doing in their bedroom. But I get what y'all saying. But
I'm saying
yeah,
systemically, this has
I get
always
what
been a
y'all saying.
strategy.
It's the y'all are saying it shouldn't be forced upon people. If
Yes.
that's what y'all are saying,
Well,
y'all are saying that
they're
this
saying
has to be a
systemically, it's
requirement.
always been a strategy used to to break black men, right?
Yeah,
Not
because
even
that's forced.
not only just black men, but it's used across the
All
globe. I
men,
mean,
all
All
men,
men.
all
All
men.
men.
just men in general. When you want to dehumanize or immoralize, whatever the word is, a man, typically that's kind of what's done to make them emasculate.
Yeah,
That's the word I was looking for.
because
Thank you. And make them in a
society is
way submissive.
homophobic. Society is homophobic. So,
Not
and
no
y'all can
more though,
correct
Captain.
y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Society is homophobic. So what I felt like they were saying was they're using society's views on certain things and putting these people in places where people can judge and hate them. That's why they were saying, like, why are these same people doing the same crimes? Because they know how dear these crimes are to the public eye. You're automatically shunned if you're doing these things. Like, how do we take down, R. Kelly? We're going to say he touched kids. How do we take down this person? We're going to say this because society view these very serious things. They are very serious things.
Well,
But I did
everything
disagree with
in
the part about you can be, GAY and defend. You can be
well,
that. But I do
everything,
get that it shouldn't be forced upon people. I do agree with that there.
everything in this society. You got to understand something. Here's the problem: we as people exist in a society that pretends to care about all of us, so that we remain
Docile.
and our intention is to belong to this whole civilization that never has our best interests at all. It's never about us. But when it comes down to what our needs are as a niche group, we now have to kowtow and consider the whole. We got to consider what it means to belong to the whole group when our needs are never being met and never being considered. And then when it's time for us to sit down and have a conversation about what it takes for us to build ourselves up, because we relied on the larger civilization for that matter, they never considered us. So now we're saying this is what it's going to take for us to do it ourselves. Now, as we take the torch and start to build our own, now what do? They say, wait, but you got to consider the whole. Wait, I'm not interested in the whole.
Yeah, you wasn't interested. The whole wasn't interested in us. You see what I'm
But
saying?
they
So
don't even
that's what we
consider.
saying.
But that's the thing. They don't even consider the whole. Nobody considers the whole. Like, if we're going to be honest, that divide and conquer is happening right before your eyes. I mean, you're talking about homosexuals or a minority population within each minority group. So to focus on, even in nature, right? There are same sex deer, cow that nature figures out on its own. And so when you focus on the minority and say, look at this is a mass thing, it's projected like, oh, everybody is doing this. That's the divide and conquer. You fall right into the scheme of the white supremacy talking points. You go right, you then literally follow the rule book that they're setting out right before you. You're like, oh, if we project them, if we project the homosexuals, even though we may have a nefarious agenda, but we know that they're going to take the bait and they're going to divide even more. So don't even take the bait. That's not even focus on that. The focus bigger is
you're
if you're
missing
saying,
the point, sis. You're missing the point, sis.
I don't think I'm okay. Maybe so. Then let's try it again. Then I don't know.
Because the point I'm making is about. I'm not even talking about homosexual or LGBT. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm saying that in every aspect of power is always looking for ways to divide and conquer the masses because the power is controlled by a few. Power is always looking for ways to confuse and to create conversations like this where confusion takes over, because ultimately it's like, and I heard you say this, briefly in your conversation earlier, that this isn't necessarily about, and this is where we get confused as Black people, we think we need to be capitalists. So we haven't determined yet, are we trying to be like the larger civilization in our whole presentation, in our belief system, in our politics, in our existence, in our culture, so to speak? Or are we recognizing that the system that has been imposed on us, that we currently reside and have always resided in, needs to make us be a part of what already exists in order to be ourselves? Like capitalism is always suggesting that capitalist is the only way.
For sure. I'm not a capitalist, so I have no problem saying that. I think it's a horrible system, and I think we could dream another system. And I just think that's the only system in which it's presented in a way that looks like it works. And so all the other systems are demonized or handicapped. And so you then can't think of anything else but capitalism. And then you have an undereducated population who may not really understand what the other economic engines could possibly be. So I'm definitely not a capitalist. I'm in the system of capitalism and I'm a business owner. However, I would support another shared, I'm like a baby socialist capitalist. I haven't figured it out, but I definitely feel capitalism is a horrible system.
I hear all of that. I hear that in your commentary. And the point I'm making is that we miss all the different little strategic plays that the power structure creates in order to create division. So what I'm saying is, I'm saying the same thing. When it comes to the rainbow community, I have no interest one way or the other. I'm indifferent, right? But the point is, this thing is being imposed because in every way possible, the only thing the power structure is interested in is how they maintain their power. So
for sure. So then what is a small step to avert that, right? And so back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, and I had to step out, so maybe you guys covered that, but what then do you do to protect the thing that you built? And I put in the comment, his name was Bernard Garrett, who on the financial sector of the side, the movie The Banker was made for him as a real story. In the 50s, he owned banks and real estate. And of course, a Black man owning banks, he was buying small banks. And he did some of it under the guise of a white guy, because you couldn't have ownership legally as a black man. And the CIA, of course, and the government, the powers that be, came and dismantled the man, sent him to jail for all types of nefarious things, saying he was because he lied and said that the white, he had his partner, the business partner, who had no business experience, took the bank from him. The 4 or 5 banks he had purchased. He was from Inglewood. I think he lived in Texas or Houston or something. But look him up. Bernard Garrett is a really good story in about the 1940s about 2 black men who bought several banks and tried to have a collective. They was doing loans to small black businesses, giving them loans for their businesses. And as you start to do the thing that we know we want to do, how do you fend that off? What is the thing that you have to have in place to help us if we're in this system of capitalism, and right, and a part of that is economics, is money.
Well, that's why we're having the conversation.
We're going to try to pool our money together. We're going to try to buy land. We're going to try to do and dominate in certain industries. What is the solution or the 10-step program? I don't know, something.
I don't know that it is a 10-step program, sis. I think what it begins with this conversation. It begins with the understanding that ultimately we're not trying to be capitalists. So the system itself, like, I know a brother, I don't want to say his name.
We don't say no names.
I don't want to say his name, but he bought land. He bought land and he built a compound. This is down in Atlanta. So, and I'm not saying this is the way. I'm not saying there's any specific model. I'm saying that unlike others, we tend to only think of our progress as economic. When the need for the conversation like we're having today begins with consciousness. Once you go from consciousness, then you go from consciousness to community, right? The collective. Because it, like Joe just said a few moments ago, it's much easier to take down one man than it is to take down a community. So once we understand that, okay, building banks and giving out loans, you're going to create a red flag. Just like what Omar was saying, now COINTELPRO, CIA, other people, anytime you're dealing with their financial system,
they got a glitch in it.
You raising red flags.
Yeah, they got a glitch for you.
Yeah.
We're trying to be considered in a system that didn't write us in. This
there you
system
go, Captain.
never wrote us in to begin with, but that's the thing. Like, even that's the thing we've been trying to preach for years. We're trying to figure out how to exist within, patriarchy, within, capitalism, and all these things. When you look at all these systems, none of them have black people in it. None of them have our names written where we got to respect. We weren't there for that. So we're trying to sit here and exist, and that's why the Banker was a good movie, but that's why it ended the way it ended, because you're a black man, you got this money, because I believe, if I'm talking about the same movie we're talking about, it was the guy that plays the new Captain America movie. I forgot his name, but he had to use a white tee face to sell banks, and then he ended up getting caught for fraud because the white tee man made a mistake. And then the dude came and said, I see what y'all doing, but I want you to know that you're a black man. This will never work. We will eventually catch you. He says that in the movie. We will eventually catch you, and you're going down. You can't succeed here. Look where you at. All these movies with these black people succeeding, they say it in your face. Oh, you doing all this, you moving this money around, and you're buying land, and you're doing this. You're doing real good. But
yeah, he purchased the Bankers building in downtown LA.
Want to succeed. Yeah, I hope you don't think this is about to, get you out. I hope you don't think,
Right.
We're going to stop you right here. So the question is, why are we trying to be considered in a place that's telling us in our face, hey, you doing good, you got your little land, you got you a couple million, got you, business, but you better know where you at. You only going to get as far as I let you get far.
Okay,
so
now
why are
watch
we
this.
trying to be considered in a place like that?
No, but watch this, Captain. You want me to show you people that came and got in this system and using the system, and I'm going to show you what a glitch is in the system. The system can't stop these Mexicans. There's too many of them now. That's the point. We're talking about individuals. We talk 2 black men That's easy to destroy. But if we doing this as a collective, that's the key word we keep using. It's
Okay, well,
like if you got,
well, give me an example of that. What you mean then? Because as a banker, because you're saying Mexicans, but what are they doing? What do you mean by that? You meaning the collective of what?
okay, so let me give you a prime example. In LA, where we live at, where me and AP live at right now, if you go to the Mexican parts of this, guess who own it? Ask Omar. Mexicans. They put their money together, whether they got it from the cartel or whoever. They got La Vallartas. Them motherfuckers is like Ralph's out here now. That's a Mexican store, and it's owned by Mexicans. They own apartment buildings. They own complexes. Shit, one of the Mexicans owned the Angels.
Yeah, and I just left Unify, and we were the biggest frozen warehouses in America, and they just opened up 9 more Northgate markets right here in California.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They still
So
report to somebody though, don't they? Still report?
no,
It's like I don't know if
no,
y'all seen that one movie.
they don't
It was
report.
about the Native
Bro,
Americans when
They
the
report to
colonizers
God.
came.
bro, listen to me, Captain.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
We
to you.
have meetings with these people, bro. America, see, here's the thing. Why see, we got to really pay attention. Why you think Trump is attacking them so much? Because he wants to they don't got a part of the economics now that they don't control. The system don't control it. That's why now in LA, they got these people running up in these people warehouses that they own, and the employees is running out the back. And if you own that warehouse, you better have some paperwork. Or guess what they do, Captain? They take the warehouse. You understand what we're saying?
agree
So,
with
so
you, Dro.
basically, what you're saying is they're doing the same thing they did to us,
Exactly,
right?
but here's the
With our
thing.
Greenwoods, with our Black Wall
No,
Streets, with our
no,
towns, they're doing the same thing.
no, Fab.
No,
We
okay.
never had that many of us doing it together. That's the point I'm trying to make. These people have a whole country supporting them. Their culture supports them. We've never had that. Okay, Black Wall Street, that's one area. You're talking about, what was it, 60,000 black people? I'm talking about millions of us. They can't control that. That would backfire on the system.
Well, part of the problem.
No, I mean, I do get that. I'm a pretty optimistic person, but I don't see a way out of that without so much noise in the system of capitalism. I just can't see the numbers to
Well,
make
that's also
to
our problem.
That's our problem.
Our problem is our
We
idea.
do it, then what? Like that's my question. We get all this stuff.
Again,
We do all of that. Then what? That's my
because
question.
of course we have that thing, right? When 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 or 6 make it, right? We have those that want to, tear it down from the bottom, and then you have the system that's trying to tear you, not even from moving from the top.
Well, sis, that was my point. My point is, that's why I said it begins with this conversation. I'm very glad we're having this.
Yeah, we have to build.
Because ultimately, we're functioning in a model of existence that is based on capitalism. We have to begin to understand that socially, right? These conversations create a different consciousness and a different approach. So when we talk, just like when you just mentioned the banker, all of that model and all of that approach, you're not only using their system, but your whole intention is to build
Be a part of them.
society to be a part of what already exists. So what I'm saying is, when you, like I said with my buddy in Atlanta, when you purchase land and you build something like what Dro is suggesting with the Mexicans, you're not even on these people's radar
Until it's too late.
You're not using their model. You're not using their financial system. You're not using their structure, because ultimately we have an idea about success and existence that models them. We have to develop a community and an idea and an existence
That has nothing to do with them.
with what they built or how they approach life.
That's
We
what we're
agree
trying
with
to tell y'all.
we agree with that part. We agree with that part. But where I think the expectation and the roof is a little different is these races and ethnicities that y'all named, they all have something in common that's not with us. They all have countries backing them. You have your Asian community here, you have your Mexican community here, and they can operate within this system and build up, but they have a power structure that's going to be like, okay, you're not going to fuck with our people too much because we're going to settle our ties with y'all, and it's going to be a big problem, like what happened down south with the car plant. They said, "Hey, listen, you're
The
fucking with our
Koreans.
people. The Koreans. Let me come. Let's come pick them up, and we'll try again another time." Like they have that even with the Mexicans. Hey,
They
listen,
shut
y'all
down
fuck with
that
our
Yeah,
people
plant.
too
that's gonna
much.
be their mind
Yeah, y'all fuck with
until
our
we
people
keep
too
talking
much.
to them,
Let
bro.
me come get my people, and we'll
We
try
can't
this
give
another
up on
time.
them though.
Nobody's coming to get black
But
people.
Captain, so first of all,
Yes, sir.
let me tell y'all this. It ain't just me and AP here. It's other people here listening, right? And one of our brothers just said, see, this is why it won't work. Because you have niggas thinking like that. And what we trying to tell y'all, let's stop saying what can't happen, because that's what the system wants you to think. You
Okay,
can't get
okay,
out.
hold, slow down, slow down.
That's
Listen,
not what I said, Dro. I
we're
agree.
not we're not them
I'm
type
just
of
asking a
people.
question.
We just
We're
want to
not
know what the
disagreeing.
next step is.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we're
next
not
step,
disagreeing, Joe. We agree with you and AP's mindset and what y'all saying. We're all in agreement here. I
Absolutely,
don't want us to backtrack
absolutely.
on that. We're just asking questions on, okay, we do this, then what we do here. We do this, what we do here, because the answer that we have for everybody isn't for everybody. Like the questions we're asking isn't a whole answer, because the same questions that we're asking that they're getting for the Mexican and Asian community don't work for black people. And that's why I gave that example, because the standards are different. That's why we're asking questions, but we're
And
not
that
in
might be a
disagreement.
think
got it,
We
tank.
agree
It
got
with
it.
you.
might be a
Okay.
think tank
Okay,
situation. We're
y'all
not
got
trying
them
to put
back.
holes in
They
it
they
because
they
we
understand now. Y'all got them. No, because y'all got to understand, we've been doing this. So let me just give y'all a little history on what we do, right? And it's a bad step, but it's a good step, right? So me, AP, my cousin, and a couple more people, we got together and we was finna sue the United States of America, right? Because see, we got to understand that Black Americans, we're protected by something that the system don't even want you to know. That's the Constitution. When you put in the Constitution, you can't put Black American citizens in prison for something and then legalize it without paying those people. Fuck the system. That's a constitutional right. Nobody can change that. So what we did was we put our money together and we went to Congress and we said, listen, y'all giving all these Asians, all these Latinos, all these Armenians, all these Russians, all these cannabis stores across the United States of America. And none of them I went to prison for it. And the first thing they did was called us and said, let's have a meeting. Now they giving the black stores to black people. That's what I'm saying. We don't care what kind of store it is. All we want is our people in there. Because you can't put us in jail for 20, you put Ray Ray in jail for 20 years for taking 100 pounds to Vegas. But now here it is, you let this motherfucking Habublika come over here and he got a store. You can't do
what?
that.
Publica.
I'm just giving an example of a name. I'm just saying,
He's an
you know what
What
I'm
example.
saying?
ethnicity is that, Dro? What ethnic?
But he,
What?
but he,
I'm
but he,
just,
he's it's true though. It's
You
true. And
know he got a
so
point.
that's what I'm saying.
when
So
you
all
deal
I'm
with
trying
that,
to
when you
tell
deal with
y'all,
that street calculator, it's a little fucked up out here, like they doing in
Is
Texas.
that the
Like,
Indian, the
you
Pakistani?
could never survive in the streets back then. You telling me I could do 10 to 20 years for a gram? That's
yeah, but
crazy.
now you giving these people that ain't even from here the license to do it?
Not
No,
only
you're
are
not
you
finna
giving
do
them
that
the
on our
license
Just
to
watch.
saying,
do it,
that's
That nigga
crazy
said
as hell. They
you
can
Habublika.
sell
also
this shit, but
giving
I
them the
gotta go to
means
jail for
and the
10 to 20.
finances to do
But
it as
Skywalker, you
well.
gotta jump in, Skywalker.
Yeah, but see, this is what I was saying that to say this. If we found that glitch in the system, let's keep moving. Let's keep doing what we're doing right now. The first thing we need everybody that want to be a part of us to do, you have to self-heal. And you have to come with some ugly truths with yourself. Because if you ain't gonna do that, you're gonna bring that rotten ass spirit into what we trying to do.
And Skywalker, before I let Skywalker talk, Skywalker, don't get offended because he said your real name, Habublika.
Don't mess with Sky. I got your back, Sky. Whatever they say, whatever you say up here, I got your back, Sky. I've been using that
No,
skincare.
Zip it.
I've been
Zip it,
listening,
Fab. Go ahead, Sky.
I've been listening, and I like everything that's being said. I think there's a step that's missing though. We're jumping into the systems part of it, where this is what we need to do, this is what we need to do. But when you see a lot of our community, there's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of envy in our community. So when you're trying to get us together, there's so many people that's going to try to backstab. They're so competitive. They don't want to see a true leader. They want too many leaders, and everybody wants to be a leader. So I like what you're saying, Dro, and that's part of the systems part of it, meaning that once we get past this point, then we can actually start taking action. But talking about everybody can't go, or you have to be around like-minded people, it's hard to find a lot of like-minded people, and not those that just want to be carried with everyone. So that I like everything you're saying. It's just, how do you get past that pride? A lot of our people in our community,
That's where that self-healing come in at.
No, watch
That's where the
this,
healing come
Skywalker.
in at.
Dro, we need that 10-step program for health healing and self-actualization and deconstructing. Dro, that's what you gotta put
that's
out.
what really
No,
needs to happen.
watch this, Fab. Watch this, Fab. Hey, Skywalker, you know what you just said, and you know what we said over here as soon as you start saying that? Fab, don't get mad, but this finna be the truth.
You better not be talking about no hair.
No. You told no, he talking about how we're gonna have the backstabbers and all that. You know what that is? That's the culture that y'all keep saying y'all have.
Yes, and that's why I said that the conversation. I'm glad we're having this conversation. You're talking about something that already exists. All of this, we're a poisoned people, and we've been poisoned since slavery. Everything is designed around us undermining what? Ourselves. We serve one purpose. Our only purpose for being in this country is to service their system economically. Once they could no longer use us as chattel slavery, they had to find a way. The only reason the Emancipation Proclamation exists is because they understood that they had a plan in place to destroy our consciousness. If I can destroy your mind, I don't need to put you in chains. So now what you just said, Skywalker, is a real issue. That's why I said the conversation begins with higher consciousness, higher awareness. So what we have to understand is we spend more time because this is a capitalist civilization. We're functioning based on the money system as if the money system is the pinnacle of life. We have to understand that the spirit and the consciousness trump economics. So we like when we started this conversation, I said we have to look back at our ancestors. We have to be stronger than them, because now we have to develop a higher consciousness. Yes, we use Christianity and spirituality to sustain what these people were doing to us because we had no idea what they were doing to us. Now we're able to put things in somewhat a perspective. But like you just said, Skywalker, I'm in complete agreement with you. Some of us have higher awareness than others. Some of us can't make it. And some of us, we might have to let them trail behind. But the fact is,
and some we're going to have to actually leave behind.
Yes, but hold on. Here's the problem. In our community, when you start pointing out these things, that's when you're called whitewash, coon, and all these things, because you're pointing out the negativity that you don't want to be a part of.
But the thing is,
Skywalker, I'm gonna say something that you don't like.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. No.
But I respect you,
Skywalker. No. Listen, let me tell you. Let me say something. Y'all don't hear me talk like this on here because I don't have these talks with y'all deeply. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the same shit Harriet Tubman went through. We gotta execute motherfuckers. And when I say execute, I don't mean literally you have to, but you get rid of them motherfuckers. Get the fuck away. You are no longer tied to us in any manner. That's what y'all have to understand.
But let me address
Y'all
what
be sitting
Skywalker
next to
said.
him, Omar.
Let me address.
Nigga, that's
Can
on
I address?
TikTok, nigga. That don't in real life. Listen,
Nah, I
in
know
real
not in
life.
real life,
Hold
Omar. I'm
on. Let me
just
say
saying.
something. Let me say something. I've been letting y'all talk, nigga. I've been in the DMV for an hour. So
Go
look,
back.
we have more funerals. We have more funerals than weddings, more baby showers than weddings, right? And so me and my friends, what we do is, even if some of them are liberal, Republican, Democrat, whatever, I'm independent, nigga. I go under the black flag. I don't go just under the regular, under this. I go by different rules than a lot of people. I believe in different things, but I don't persecute y'all for my different beliefs or yours, right? What you have to understand though is, me and my friends, we get together, we talk about who we go vote for, locally, and on a major scale and everything, right? And then guess what? If we disagree, if we agree to disagree, I let them do their thing. That still don't stop us from building what we're building together. You know what I mean? Within the community that I've established. See, you got to understand, when I moved to the Valley, Dro was trying to get me out to the Valley for years. I was like, fuck that. I was on Manchester and Vermont, living in beautiful ghetto paradise. And Dro like, oh, you need to get out here. I'm like, no. But once I moved out there, I loved it, right? I've been out there ever since till right now. And so what I'm getting at is, I had to establish a black community like how Dro got his people. I established my community out there, because when they see me, I'm not just a black guy. Now, I'm that nigga. They know I am revolution. It's in me. It's in my eyes. It's in my blood. I didn't know what it really was till I found out who my family members was and where I really came from, right? But I'm just saying, people can see a real motherfucker, that you can't be bought, that you can't, you know what I mean, that you ain't gonna go against the grain for against your people, right? So you have to get together, and you have people that you get together with like that, that's on the same agenda as you, bro. It don't always start big. It don't start big. Everybody want to be around you when you're
I
successful.
agree.
Look,
I
everybody want to be
agree.
around you when they see you got the bag, you successful, but motherfuckers want what you shoot in the gym. But that don't mean that you still turn everybody down because you are successful. You gotta judge the character and the motherfuckers who's down with you, that's still on that mission with
And
you.
trust your
You know what I'm saying?
discernment.
So you gotta be able to weed the motherfuckers out, man. You gotta weed motherfuckers
I
out
agree with that, Omar. But
and
we got to
take.
have the conversation of othering yourself, because I agree with you in a part, Skywalker. But we have to be transparent in the conversation. Let's use this, because I hear this a lot, and I will always disagree. We like to talk about, oh yeah, if I was back then with the slaves, I would have never this, that, and the third. We other our mindset because we're in a more privileged life than what was going on back then, because y'all can't comprehend watching a child get pulled apart by a horse. Y'all can't
Yes, we
process,
can. Yes,
you
we
know,
can. It's in our
bucking.
DNA,
You've
nigga.
never seen that, Omar.
It's in our
Hold on,
DNA.
hold on. Let me finish. Let me
It's in
Be
finish,
you.
Omar. Let me
silent.
finish. We can't process what slaves went through, because we're going through a different type of slavery. Now, of course, we're going to work out of that system, but the problem that we're having is, I don't know what that's like, because I've never seen my daughter ripped apart from a horse. I never seen my mother get raped by a white T man and people getting whipped. So my mind is different. But where we have the problem is if I take my mindset, an elevated mindset, because I'm not going through that, and I start judging people and othering myself and being more proximity to whiteness, calling them people lazy and all that stuff, that's the problem I'm having, because we're not understanding about different people's struggles and their mentalities. That's the part I have.
We talked about that, Ty, about an hour and a half ago before you came in here. But what I'm saying is, bro, all that shit is
I'm here
genetics,
for it.
right? It's all in our DNA.
But Omar, can you let me address what Skywalker said? I never
Go
got
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
to say. The reason I emphasize higher consciousness is because, yes, in the condition we're in today, there's all kinds of division. There's all kinds of people that have used what we currently reside in as a linchpin, a benchmark for life. So they think they have the right to attack and accuse because they don't know they're actually existing in an extraordinarily dysfunctional space that we've arrived in, that we've gotten comfortable in. So we feel the need. We feel like because money is the god of America, we feel like and now some of us have more money than others, that now we have the right to accuse and talk and separate and divide, but we don't even know we're doing that. My conversation about elevated consciousness begins with, as we have more dialogues like this, the conversation itself will increase. The level, the vibration, and the frequency in which we communicate with, along with, like Joe said, we got to remember there's God in this. There's faith in this. And as we improve and our consciousness and frequency improves, there will also the opportunity to see where the plan is going. Like he said, the glitch. There are glitches, there are holes, there are opportunities that are available as we rise. So we have to rise. So the point is, once to answer your question, once that takes place, that is not where we are today. Once that begins and we begin to respect and love and understand what the plan is, what's the agenda to rise, not to make money. Making money is not rising, but to rise and increase as human beings. Ultimately, we as Black people are really going to be the benchmark for America as a whole. America is morally bankrupt because they only function, white folks are extremely aggressive and they want to take. That's all they've done throughout
That's
history
their culture.
for thousands of years.
That's all they know.
That's a
That's
part
in
of
their
That's
DNA.
their culture.
That's a
That's
part of what they
embedded in them. That's what they do.
So until we realize that we can no longer be invested in being like them, that we ultimately have to become the higher humans. And then they will begin to see us. But before we get there, we ultimately have to do that. So to answer your question, Skywalker, we don't have to exile these people. Because when you have an elevated conversation, the people that are not supposed to be there, they don't want to be
They
there.
don't want to be there
They're
anyway.
not
They're
gonna be
gonna
there no
leave.
way.
They're gonna
They won't be
leave.
able to. They won't be able to comprehend the conversation that's being
Right.
had.
They'll be like, "What are these
They're
niggas
gonna be
talking
like,
about?"
"Oh,
I
They'll
feel
they
have
like
to
we
crazy.
should
go
They
on mute.
talking
emphasis,
that
and I feel
crazy
like we should
talk," and
empathize
they
with
gonna
them.
go the opposite way.
I feel
Yeah.
like we should empathize with them. I really do.
But I think to Sky what you're saying, because
Gotta let
I
them
kind
go.
of understand what you're saying. Sky is a very positive, self-reflecting person. And so I think what you're speaking about, Sky, is your message and the things that you talk about in certain places. That's not where you need to have it. Or you have to understand that the people in those rooms aren't your sheep, aren't the people that you need to be talking to, or you have to understand that they're plugged in to the system of capitalism, and so unconsciously they don't even understand what you're saying.
You talk.
So
You know what you talking to them? You talking Russian.
right,
They don't
right.
And
You
understand
here's
at
understand?
that.
all.
What you
So you
said
let
is
them go.
dead
You just
on
let them go.
because I'm going to tell you, I don't think I'm
I
better
know,
than
because I'll
I
be
don't
in there
think I'm
with you
better than
sometimes.
anyone, Miss Fab.
I
But
know you don't. I know you don't.
my thought process is normal. But when I start talking to other people, I'm speaking a foreign language. And now
That's
it's,
why I don't
oh, you
So
talk. I
think
guess what you
stay.
got to do,
Where do I
Skywalker.
stay, Sky? Where you see me at? In the comments.
But Skywalker. Hey,
And Skywalker,
Skywalker, come off
that's
mute,
why I be
bro.
telling you to come up on the panel because I respect
No,
what you
he
say.
don't need to come up
Skywalker
and
is
waste
very
his energy.
successful
Them people are
and he has
crazy.
progression.
No,
But
Skywalker. But let me tell you this, Skywalker. Come off mute.
I am right here, sir. Talk to me.
When you in them rooms, and this is what me, AP, and all our basketball players and rappers and act, that's a part of what we're
Let me give
doing.
y'all a perfect example. My bad, I was muted trying to talk.
When
Thinking
we
y'all
go in them type of
talking to me.
rooms
Hold
and
on, Joe.
we
Let me say this,
talking,
Joe.
hold on, let me
Hold
just
on,
finish,
Omar,
oh.
cause let Dro finish.
Yeah, I've been
When we
letting
go in
y'all
them,
finish, but I was on mute
Rude
trying to talk
ass.
and unmuting y'all
okay,
and
hold
shit.
on though,
You
cuz
let
let
Dro
me just say
finish.
this. This
Damn
is
it.
important. When we go in them type of rooms, brother, and you speaking language that they don't understand, it's your fault if you stay in that room. You
Damn
gotta
right.
exclude yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So what I
That's
was
when you
saying,
Exclude
separate
yourself.
yourself.
let me say this real quick, Dro. So when you talk about accountability, let me give you a perfect example. What happened in this live, and Dro didn't take it personal, right? Because Dro we respect each other. He value my opinion. We value what each other has to say. So he was like, yeah, we trying. I said, no, you're not trying, you're doing. So that right there is me holding him accountable. I'm letting him know, nah, motherfucker, I see what you're saying. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Your message isn't for everybody. when you dropping jewels and you have a mindset positive. You a very positive person, Scott. You know, I done cussed your ass out. You done cussed me out before. We didn't, whatever. But at the end of the day, we understand that we're not fucking bad people, right? I don't want nothing bad for you and vice versa. Your message isn't for everybody. So when your message isn't for motherfuckers, it's all good. That's when you shut your ass up and you just proceed on like, oh yeah, man, the Pacers is up by 4. And then you make your way out. You ain't nothing wrong with leaving the party early. And I'm gonna tell you another good thing. My girl mom told me before she passed away last year. Omar, stay with your party. That goes with everything, bruh. When Dro and them leave, I leave. When y'all leave, I leave. You understand what I'm saying? Stay with your party. Motherfuckers have you trying to add everybody in, and it ain't for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not saying that we don't care about our people. It's just that right now it ain't for you. Like the brother AP was saying, when they mind elevates and they evolve mentally and spiritually like that, then they'll realize like, oh man, I got to go get back with them people because they was on some shit, and I was like, you know what I mean? I was a newborn, I was an infant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how your everything ain't, your message ain't for everybody. You got to realize when that is occurring. And y'all got it back.
And Omar, you're 100% correct. And this is all I want. This is what ultimately the first step is what we saying to
Mm-hmm.
anybody who want to be a part of this. Our first step is saying you got to get that old ass floppy disk, that Dell computer. You got to get rid of that shit. And we finna put this new RAM in you. Cause you can't take old. Do anybody got a new job where they using old data?
Because
Old
everybody going
operating
over to AI
systems?
now.
Exactly. So you got to get rid of the floppy disk. See, we still thinking like floppy disk, and these motherfuckers is on AI. But us as black people, we still on floppy disk.
Because we're emotionally attached to where we've been.
Yeah, we're emotionally
And
attached
that's
to
the
that shit for
problem.
no reason.
Niggas love that
Because
dollar.
once we
Niggas
are
love
no
that
longer
dollar.
emotionally attached, then and only then, once we believe that we are the limitless minds that we have the limitless minds that we do have, then we can progress as a people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we
It's
don't
all
all
about
have
mindset.
limitless minds.
You cannot
Yeah.
have
We
a
gotta,
ceiling. You have to be limitless.
we
Yeah, but
definitely gotta stop putting out, trying to put new wine in old wine skins.
there you
That
go.
too. That
There you
too.
go.
I tell people all the time, I
That
lost
goes
my
some of them
mind and
country
created a
sayings.
new
See,
one.
that's what I'm talking about. That goes to some of them country sayings I be looking for. That mean y'all sitting with them old ladies eating hog head cheese and Vienna sausages. Keep talking, y'all. Y'all got it.
No, we eat our sausages and rice.
No, but here's ultimately. So anybody, y'all can follow us, and we can come in here if Omar set it up, and we can just have these conversations once a week. That's where it starts, and y'all will understand even by just having.